Hi friends, this is Dainty Tank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Please Be Happy. This is part 2 in the full game playthrough. Poke Tutter in the upper right card area, see the first part. We played a demo of this last year, a year before now? 2021. Happy New Year, welcome back. But basically this is the full game. So we're not going to be stopping at the demo anymore. Now we can actually keep going. So, last we left off, we had settled in for the night, and we were starting.
Oh, you didn't finish this one!
I love that it's voiced. I love that it's voiced. It just adds to the wonderfulness of it. And we're going into the next day. I wake up to trouble, or at least a threat. I'm sure it's only morning as I peer out the burrow's entrance, but the sky is already dark and foreboding. My attention moves from ominous ring clouds above to the trees outside my den, their branches shaking in the strong breeze.
I can't believe that girl from the cafe was right!
Yes! I climb up the tunnel and out into the open, sniffing the air. It just tells me that what I already know. The storm is coming, and fast. But also, another scent plays on my nose, one so faint that I almost brushed it off before taking another smell. Surely I'm wrong. There's no way that... Leaving my snoot to the ground, I investigate the area and decide that I'm right. I change into my human form and look around.
Someone's been here.
Someone's been here. Yes, someone's definitely been here. But this scent isn't a human's. It's vaguely familiar, but at the same time, not like anything I can recognize.
And it definitely wasn't here when I went to sleep.
They must have come in the middle of the night and stopped right outside my den.
Were they watching me sleep?
Weird.
Oh crap!
Oh crap! As a fox, I dive back into my hole to make sure everything's still there. My heart pounds in my chest, but nothing appears to be missing. I also checked the spot where I buried my stash from last night, but they also haven't been disturbed either. I breathe a sigh of relief. Nothing was stolen. If any of my stuff had been stolen, I'd be so mad, you say as you are checking your stolen stuff. But that's okay. But that doesn't seem to answer the question of what they did want. That's even more concerning. I'm a pretty light sleeper, and usually the slightest sound or motion will wake me up. So if someone was able to sneak up on me, even I have to be impressed. Impressed and a little worried. I've got a more pressing issue right now, though, and I stare up at the sky in disappointment. Disappointment sky.
I hate the rain.
Aw, I love the rain, but I understand being outside with the rain, rough. I would have found a different place to make my nest and hide my supplies if I'd known this would happen. Instead, both burrows will probably just be piles of mud by the end of the day.
I should have found a place with a roof after all.
I mean, not your fault. I fill my pockets with the most important possessions and some of the food I grabbed last night. Everything else I wrap up tightly in the plastic bags as I can and bury them in my den. Hopefully I can find somewhere fast and then move everything over before it gets ruined. An abandoned house would be perfect. Some other place where I would be able to hide. After finishing packing up, I'm just about to get going when a loud flapping sound overhead catches my attention. I expect it to be a bird, but instead, it's yet another bat. This one is even bigger than the one I saw last night. Its wings are way longer and noisier. I can even hear it squeaking something as it flies past. Some people say bats and foxes are similar. I don't see it. Okay, why bat? Bat fly by. I watch it fly around for a little while before it takes off towards the city.
Maybe it knows somewhere to stay. Guess I'll follow it for now.
Why not? A couple times it disappears before between the tweez. I can say my R words. or just too far ahead. But I always manage to catch back up. I can read today. It's okay. I can read. Eventually, we're out of the woods and back into civilization, where a car whizzes right past me. There's a sidewalk here, and other people walking around. Most of them look up at the sky nervously, though, and everyone seems to be in a hurry.
Guess I'm not the only one looking to get away from the rain.
Facts. Oh, more people seem to be going in that direction I was headed than anywhere else, so I stick to that. By now, my winged guide is almost out of sight again. Just a little black speck in the sky flying into the distance. Farther up the road, there's a slope that leads to a big fancy-looking building. Doesn't look like a shop or a restaurant. At least not one that I've seen. But there are so many people going in and out that it has to be open to the public. That's good enough for me. I'll give me somewhere dry to spend some time. Maybe I can learn something useful. Plus, places like this usually have plenty of valuables inside. If I'm lucky enough, I might be able to find something to fund my next few days. After all, the bigger the threat, the less likely they are to notice something is missing. Not threat, target. This afternoon, okay. The sturdy oak door isn't as heavy as it looks, a firm push being enough to heave it open. Gingerly stepping inside and out of the rain, I'm greeted by books. Lots of books. Books on shelves, books on tables, books on the floor, books everywhere. The place even smells of musty old paper. And the dozen or so people inside are mostly leafing through pages in the aisles. The odd silence about the building is striking, given how many are around. It doesn't look like a shop, so I assume this must be a library. I've heard of them, but I've never been in one. No point, since I can't read and all. But it's warm and cozy and very dry, so it'll do just fine. There's a desk near the entrance with a computer on it that I assume would be where I check in. It's unattended, which is good for me. I take a seat in the empty chair nearby. I sit back just to observe for a bit. There are plenty of people, but it's not too busy. Lots of empty, unwatched spaces. Most people seem to be here alone, or in small groups that keep to themselves. There's not much conversation going on, and what there is all whispered. Somebody gives me a second glance, which is a good sign. It means I'm probably not breaking any rules just by being here. No, not at all. Nobody gives me a second glance. Not somebody. You know, that somebody. He's like, hey, oh. That's why I assumed I was wrong. Behind the desk, or am I too soon? Might be too soon. Behind the desk, there's a hallway leading deeper into the building. I peek around the corner to see what's back there. All I can see are some shut doors, and at the very back, a staircase. After glancing around to make sure no one's watching, I sneak down the hallway and try a couple of doors, as you should. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dots. Dot 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 dot. All of them are locked. No! I could probably pick them if I wanted to. No sense trying to do that now, though. Is there anything more valuable around? Antique clock, face would be perfect. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Sadly, it's almost all books. Books and small trinkets that look pretty worthless. Not even worth the trouble of stealing. At least it's got a roof. I was about to say, it's warm, it's cozy, it's got a roof. Heck yeah. I do spot a couple promising items, like a set of old coins, and memorize their locations. I wander back to the main area where I came in. Outside, it hasn't started raining yet, but it's only a matter of time. The wind is loud and gusty, and even opening the door is enough to make me shiver. If nothing else, I could probably wait out the rain here, but my poor abandoned snacks back at the den. What a waste. Can't do anything about it now, though. Should keep looking around. I move slowly through the area, never going beyond what seems to be the public area. I pretend to inspect a few books, taking them off the shelves, flipping through the pages, but I'm actually mapping out the place in my head. Doors, windows, and potential places to hide. Things like that. I love libraries. Libraries are my favorite places because I love books. I am, the dainty wife knows this, and she still married me. that I was basically like a book hoard. I'm like, I need them. They're mine. I need them. They're my friends. I reread them. And so yeah, I have many bookcases in my house. But I love libraries because basically, friend books everywhere. And friend books that you can go visit. They're visiting friend books. They're great. It's warm, it's cozy. They have programs. There's programs at your local library. There's computers if you want to. Oh my goodness. A brief period of time when I was, several years, when I was going through college, actually, I was homeless, and, libraries were, my place to figure out ways to be dry, or to be warm for that night, especially overnight libraries that were 24/7. Favorite thing. Hide in the stacks. Most of the time, it's kind of info is unnecessary. It's been at least a few decades since I've had to make a dramatic escape from anywhere. At this point, plotting an escape route has just happened. That's fair. Overall, I like what I'm seeing. Even with the locked doors and off-limit hallways, there are a lot of nooks and crannies that can make good hiding spots, especially as a fox. From the thick dust that coats a lot of these areas, I can tell they don't get a whole lot of visitors. If I'm careful, I might be able to get a whole week or more without being noticed. That's nice. As long as I can get in and out of the building easily, that is. The huge windows that line the back wall, it seems easy enough too. I move around a couple stacks that are taller than I am, heading for the far back corner. I peer around the corner of the last aisle just to make sure I'm alone. Da-da-dots. Da-da-da-da-da-dots. And more da-da-da-da-da-da-dots. But I'm not. Oh, hi! You're cute. At a small table by the window sits a woman with a small book in her hand, resting against her fingers. She's perfectly still, but mouths the words on the page as she reads, like she's tasting them instead of just seeing them. I can't do that. No. That would just, slow me down, right? Her expression has the distant look of someone way off in their own world, far away from this one. She looks so at peace that I think she must belong to that other world. She's beautiful and elegant in the same way as a painting, with the light from the window shining on her like a display. I duck back behind the bookshelf, pressing one hand to my racing heart. Be still, my racing heart. My other bumps against one of the books on the shelf, and it falls with a dusty thump. Oh, question marks. Cursing my clumsiness, I silently back away in case she decides to investigate, but she doesn't leave her chair.
I suppose it's nothing.
I suppose. Cute accent. Oh, stare out the window, as you should. Oh, the window's open. That's a bad thing. It's about to rain, honeybee. She turns and gazes out the window. At what? I don't know. A moment later, she returns to her book and leaves the world again. I stay hidden, my face still burning a little bit. Yes, I think this would be a perfect place to spend some time. It would. Suddenly, there's a much louder boom than the one I caused. As the thunder rumbles outside, a few people around the library startle at the sound. I look around. Sighing, a girl in the chair pulls the window behind her closed, the first drops of rain falling. Not a minute later. I love the sound of rain. I love the sound of rain. It's so calming in every aspect. Every aspect. For me, it was also a safety thing. I know that, I was talking about, going and finding a place to stay dry while you're homeless. Yeah, very important. But also, one big thing is just everything calms down. It's safer. And it's great. It's just a safe feeling of knowing that it's calm and nothing's coming. It's great. But yeah, that's also just my feelings. I'll investigate the windows later. Right now I don't want to bother her, so head back to one of the plush chairs on the other side of the library and take a seat. I could be here a while, depending on how long the rain lasts, so I may as well get comfy. Find a few books that have more pictures than words and curl up in one of the soft chairs to flip through them. There aren't as many of those ones. I go through the stack pretty fast. Takes long enough for the rain to start, though. The longer I read, the louder the pounding of the rain, the howling of the wind become. I guess it's not letting up anytime soon. I can't complain, though. This library is pretty cozy by my usual standards. It's warm and safe. Nobody tells me to go away. I even have snacks. More than once, I get up and walk around the library again, even though I've got most of it memorized by now. I take note of things like the child's stuffed toy that's lying on the floor in one section, or the thin blanket that's stuffed between a bookshelf and a wall. On my third or fourth trip around, I finally find something I've been looking for. Oh, in one of the far corners, totally opposite from where I saw the reading girl earlier, there's a single chair and a small table. On the wall nearby is a portrait. The painting itself is of a girl with a light brown hair, but I barely pay any attention to that. What I'm interested in is the frame. It's lovely. It looks like it might be made of gold. It certainly shines like it. It's carved intricately into the shape of waves, flowing up and down. It's gotta be worth something. Pretend not to pay much attention to it as I make my way back to my table. There are too many other people looking around me for me to be able to try and sneak it out. It's too big to fit under my jacket without being obvious. That just means I'll have to come back for some other time. Maybe once this place is closed. The hours pass by and the storm continues. I'm kind of disappointed about losing a whole day, especially so soon after arriving. But it's not like I'm in any sort of hurry. I pat one of my pockets, feeling the familiar and reassuring weight of the paper scroll that's tucked away there. That scroll is the only thing close to a purpose that I have, and it's not particularly urgent. Or at least, I don't have any way to deal with it faster. You can't read, so why do you have a paper parchment? What's on the parchment? Mysteries. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. I spend a lot of time reading. Reading. It's almost afternoon when I go and check the windows again, but the rough weather outside continues. At this rate, I'll be sleeping in a puddle of mud tonight. Unless... Quick check shows that a lot of the other library patrons have left. It's not empty, but it's not nearly as full as earlier. I guess some of them decided it was worth braving the rain. Looking as nonchalant as I can, I get up from my seat and pretend to browse again, slowly moving through the shelves. The reading girl is gone now, although she's not what I was looking for. Instead, I pick up the dropped toy and blanket that I had spotted earlier, then head to one of the out-of-the-way hiding spots I picked out before. It's on the floor, between a shelf and the wall, but it has a bit of carpet to help make it softer. Even better, it's between two corner shelves, meaning that it's practically out of sight if you're not looking for it. I wriggle my way between the furniture and lay down, using the toy as a pillow and draping the blanket over me. Toss and turn a few times before finally settling down.
Yep, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Even though I haven't done much today, I'm always down to take a nap. I can pass a few hours by sleeping, wake up once it's dark, and then grab that picture frame and be on my way. I have to rebuild my den once I get back, but that's a problem for future me. I yawn, staring up at the ceiling until my eyes get heavy.
Maybe today won't be a total waste after all.
Indeed. Oh? The soft sound of cloth rustling wakes me from my dreamless sleep. How did someone sneak up on me twice now? Did not know how long it's been. The sky outside has darkened significantly, and now stars twinkle outside the window. Oh, hello! There's no time to react. As the sound comes closer, I hear no footsteps, but suddenly a woman steps into view. Her clothes are pure white, making her stand out like a ghost in the dark library. Her cape rustles again as she reaches towards one of the shelves. Why do you have a cape? One of the shelves I'm hiding behind, to be precise. Gingerly, she moves two books to the side and then slides another book into place she created. She handles them like precious treasures that might break if she's too rough. Of course, you gotta treat the book friends with respect. I stay perfectly still, afraid to even breathe in case she notices me. My heart beats wildly as she slowly and deliberately looks over the shelf, examining their titles, before taking a book from the second lowest row. Through the gap she created in the shelves, our eyes meet in the darkness. Oh no. I tense up as she steps around the shelving between us to get a better look at me, preparing myself to leap away if the need arises. The carefully memorized layout of the library flashes through my mind as I frantically plot the best way to flee. Even as I prepare my escape, I can see her taking in everything about me. The stolen blanket, the makeshift pillow, my generally disheveled appearance. She opens her mouth, and I brace myself for the verbal attack that's sure to come.
Hello there.
That accent. Hi. Hello.
May I ask why you're sleeping on the floor?
You may? I don't have an answer for you. I'm speechless, madame. Same, Miho. Doesn't matter what I say, just distract her long enough to get away.
I don't have anywhere else to sleep.
That's the truth.
I thought so.
Oh my goodness. She leans down and offers me a hand. I look at it warily. I don't take it, but I slowly stand, letting the blanket fall to my feet and try and subtly get in position to run.
Well, I have an extra room on the second floor that you're welcome to borrow, if you'd prefer that. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to remain here, on the ground. I apologize for waking you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. With a smile, the oddly calm woman steps away and busies herself organizing another row of books. She probably expects me to let my guard down and take her offer. I'm just a stranger. Someone who broke into her library. There's no reason for her to treat me kindly. My years of experience, and there are plenty of those, tell me it's a trap.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'll just be going, actually. Sorry to bother you like this.
I don't blame you. I would totally feel that same way. I hurry past her, shoulders tense as I expect her to grab me or try to stop me. She doesn't, though. The one time I glance back, she's watching me with a strange expression that I don't recognize. I think that's sadness. When I get outside and away from the library, I breathe a sigh of relief.
Whew, that was close.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not falling for that one again.
Again? Oh. Last time I let someone feel sorry for me and accepted a place to stay, I woke up to them trying to empty my wallet. Maybe a thief, but at least I do it honestly. Honest thief. I won't try to trick someone like that. It wasn't the first time someone tried to fool me and take advantage of me either.
Still, it's a shame to lose such a nice hiding place. Maybe I'll give it a couple days for that woman to forget about me, and then try again.
Nice.
If she wasn't lying about there being an empty room on the second floor, then maybe I could sneak into there.
Maybe. Tonight, though, I'm on my own. Shivering, I wrap my coat and tail tightly around myself as I look around what to do next. The rain has stopped, albeit it's still cold and cloudy. My stomach grumbles since I haven't eaten anything other than snacks all day.
Ugh.
I may as well get it over with and go check the status of my den.
Well, it could be worse.
Aw, positivity. It's not as bad as I expected, which is a pleasant surprise.
What's a little mine? It'll be just fine.
It's just fine. Don't worry about the sandwiches. I swapped to my fox form to prod around. The entrance has caved in a little, but after I scoop that out, I find that the rest of the tunnels and main room are relatively intact. Cold as hell, but intact. Seems the trees protect the den from a lot of the rain. Takes me a while to find the spot where I buried my stash since the stick I used to mark the spot got washed away. Dots. Dots. Eventually I locate it though and start digging. The cold mud makes my paws dirty and sore, and a little flecks cover my fur. After I finally reach the soggy plastic bags, I shake myself clean before opening them as a human. Some water has seeped through, and I open the spoiled items before tossing them away. I'm not too picky, but I have plenty of other stacks to choose from.
Eat up, birdies!
Oh, I was about to say, you can give it to friends. A few of them swoop down to inspect the offering. I scarf down a quick meal of cookies and unwarmed soup, along with some cold water from the stream. At least the water is satisfying. Facts. Then, even though I just woke up from the nap not too long ago, I shift back to my fox form to crawl into my den and curl up. I'm sure it'll be a while before I fall asleep, but I don't feel like going back into town. I've had enough excitement for one day. It isn't all that bad. Regular foxes without magic powers have to do it way worse than I do. Although, back when I was when a fox was all I was, I wouldn't have really cared. To this day, I'm not sure what it is that makes me different. I used to be just like them. No desire to go beyond the forest or anything. Then one day, I became whatever I am now. All I had was my necklace, a small scroll that I can't read, a memory of the person who had given it to me. They were so kind to me that stranger in the forest, they wished me well, even though I was just an ordinary fox. Somehow, that didn't seem to matter to them. I never even knew their name, just their face and their voice. But I know that I'll recognize them when I see them again. It's just a matter of finding them. So, since then, I've been looking and surviving. Looking for them is what keeps me going. It's enough to live for. If I wasn't, I don't know what else I'd be doing. I guess I'd be surviving, but if that was the only thing, I think I'd rather have just stayed a fox. That's very, very valid. Morning, Tuesday. Standing outside my den, in human form, I take stock of how many things stand. The sun's thankfully out this morning, but everything remains damp from the ground to the muggy air itself. The chill on the breeze is the worst, making me shiver every time it hits me. The Bell House was pleasant when I visited a couple days ago, so I decided to head down towards the main street and get a coffee there while working out my next moves. Coming to the door of the cafe, I pause and wipe my feet on the mat outside. The human fascination with surrounding themselves in concrete makes a little more sense as I work the mud off my feet. With that, I finally head inside, only to stop in my tracks as the door shuts behind me. Standing behind the counter is the same girl who I saw reading in the library yesterday, talking with a customer as she takes their order. That gentle aura around her is unmistakable. The person in front of me finishes their order and I step up to the counter.
Good morning. Welcome to the Bell House.
Welcome. Yes?
What can I make for you today? Oh, hi. I'll have...
A vanilla latte? No, that's boring.
What do you recommend? I want to try something new. I'm glad you asked.
Oh.
I was just thinking that you look like the sort of person who would enjoy one of our Fairy Kiss chillers.
Fairy Kiss chillers? That sounds great. I mean, minus the connotations of the fairy kiss, because they're... Don't trust the fae.
It's one of our signature drinks, with a vanilla gelato base and a mint chocolate chip swirl.
That sounds great! Oh. I was planning to get something warm, but that sounds pretty good.
Okay, give me one of those then. Perfect, and could I get your name, please? It's Miho.
She scribbles something on the cup and finishes it with a big flourish.
I'll have that right out for you. Thanks.
Worm. I pay and then go take the same seat as before, next to one of the windows. It's pretty empty in here again, so I can sit wherever I want. Before the barista starts making my drink, I spot her writing something else down in a little notebook. She glances my way once or twice while she notices, but I pretend not to notice. I wonder what it is. The barista yesterday didn't write anything down. Anyway, I've got more important things on my mind. I'm all over the plan, which formed as I walked here, becoming increasingly happy about it. Tonight, I've already decided I'm going to sneak back into that library. Between the picture frame and some of the other trinkets I saw, should be able to pilfer enough to fund my next few days in Wellington. Finding somewhere to sell it should be the easy part. I've got a dozen excuses I could recite from where the items came from. Dead grandma, spring cleaning, new renovations. Dead grandma! Oh, sometimes I try extra hard and pretend that the things I'm selling are really special to me and earn a little bit more cash that way. Sometimes I just take whatever they give me. After years of watching other people do it and trying it out myself, I've gotten good at pawning items off. Oh, cool. I find myself idly watching the barista make my drink. While I do, practice a disarming smile. All of her movements are quick and practiced, but she has the same faraway look in her eyes that I noticed yesterday. She looks up and our eyes meet. I don't look away, and she turns pink before dunking away behind the machine out of sight.
Huh. Weird girl.
Weird indeed. I turn my head around to look around the cafe, and a butterfly outside catches my attention. So I watch that instead. I found the butterfly. Yay! It flutters back and forth and landing on the flower and resting its wings.
Miho!
Oh, my coffee's ready. I quickly get up and skip over to the counter. Cup in hand, she starts to head over to give it to me. But then several things happen at once. Uh-oh. One of the little tassels on the pocket of her apron catches on one of the drawers behind the counter. She jerks to a stop, eyes wide with surprise. My drink tumbles out of her hand, landing on the counter with a wet gloop sound as the ice cream splats against it, sending mint green rivers of coffee everywhere. A few seconds later pass where we just look at each other, neither of us quite sure what to do. Then she takes a deep breath.
I am so sorry. I'll make you a replacement right away. Just give me 1 second and I'll have that ready for you.
Oh. Her words spill out faster than the beverage, making it hard to even understand what she's saying. Her face is bright red as she spins back around and grabs another empty cup. Then she stops, hands hovering awkwardly.
Wait, I should clean this up before it dries and starts to go bad.
Aw. She hurries back to the mess, wiping it up with some napkins. She mops up as much of it as she can with one hand, then leaves the soggy paper on the counter. She starts to remake my drink.
I'm really sorry. This is such an embarrassment.
Oh. I don't even know what she's talking. If she's talking to me or herself. I freeze up for a second, looking for an appropriate response to an apology. I'm not used to people apologizing to me.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not in a hurry.
Uh-huh. Instead, I just sit back down at one of the tables and watch. She makes the drink twice as fast, and then carries it over very slowly to the counter, setting it down in a clean spot. This time, she takes a deep breath before speaking, like she's afraid she's going to mess that up too.
All right, here's your drink. Again, I'm very sorry. Oh.
It's okay.
It's your first time here, isn't it? I hope it doesn't leave a bad impression.
Oh, you sweetheart. I love the voice acting here.
Second, actually. Yesterday was the first time. How'd you know?
She didn't know, right?
I make an effort to remember as many of our customers as I can, as well as their favorite orders.
Aww.
I believe you can learn a lot about a person from how they drink their coffee.
No. Well, that's too bad for her, because she won't remember me at all next time. Too bad, so sad. I'm a fox. I take a big sip of the drink she made for me. It's creamy and rich and sweet all the same.
Whoa, this is really good. It's kind of like a milkshake, but not. But it's not like coffee either. Yes, exactly. I'm very glad that you like it. It's one of my favorite beverages that we serve.
Oh.
In fact, the recipe was my idea.
Nice.
Whoa! They should put you in charge of all the recipes.
She smiles again. Seems like she's gotten over the crisis of the spilled drink already.
Thank you. I'll make you another one of my favorites next time, if you'd like.
Sure.
Totally!
At least I'll know what to order next time, even though I'll have been forgotten. I'm already thinking of this place as my go-to coffee shop, especially since it's in a convenient area. With tasty drinks and cute baristas, I don't have a reason to go anywhere else. The knocking sound from the employee area gives both of our
Hey,
attention.
Aspen, can you set another batch of croissants?
Aspen, eh?
Oh, sure. I'll be right there.
She calls back over her shoulder and then looks back at me briefly.
Have a nice day, Miho.
You have a lot of croissants according to what's behind your elbow there.
You too.
With a wave, she gathers the trash from the cleanup and throws it away before dissipating into the back. So her name is Aspen. That's a pretty name. I'll have to try and remember that. Getting up from my seat, I decide to go back outside for some fresh air, sipping my fairy kiss chiller as I go, head out the door and onto the increasingly busy street. I already know my plans for tonight, but I've still got some time to kill before then. What should I do? Ooh. So these are the ones that I think progress time. So there's some that don't progress time. Right? I think so. Yeah. Oh, no. It shows it on here. So Mount Victoria would progress time. But there's a new person. Oh, okay. So it's plot. I'm going to go to the bay. It's not far from where I am. It's not far from where I am to the beach, so I decide to head down there. Passing through the city streets, I recognize some of the area from my first day here, when I was running from the Skyport guard.
Whew. Glad that guard chased me in this direction, or I'd have never found the bell house.
I just realized that I've had my thing up here, and so you guys couldn't see. But if I move down here, you can't read. So I'm gonna keep it up in that. Alright. Sorry, friends. Oh well. Glad the card chased me in this direction. And really, that's been the highlight of Wellington so far. When I get down to the beach, I take a moment to enjoy the salty sea air. From this level, it's impossible to tell where the ocean ends and where the open sky begins. I can see the Skyport from where I am, with a few older ships anchored in the harbor close by. Oh, when admiring the view, when a worried-looking woman comes up and waves for my attention.
Hi, I'm looking for my son. He's about this tall and wearing a red sweater. His name's Tommy. Have you seen him?
No, I'm sorry. That's very worried-looking.
Nope. I haven't seen anyone like that. I just got here.
Okay, thanks.
She walks away in a hurry, looking right and left as she goes to ask someone else.
Humans sure do have it rough.
Since they can't smell or even hear much things, so it's a wonder they don't get lost more often. I amble along the waterfront, watching all the people as I go. Like Cuba Street, there's a lot going on. Under a nearby bridge, a group of 3 mermaids are racing each other. Aw. Close to the bridge are a bunch of people fishing, with a stressed-looking guy running back and forth between them. Next to the boarded-up market stall and some big crates, I notice something weird. There's a fable with a big flower on their head that spins like a propeller. Aww. They're using it to drift in a small circle above something near the crates. I have to check it out, of course. Nobody else pays any attention. They should. I wander over and take a look. The fable stops spinning as I approach and gives me a helpless look, but doesn't say anything. On the other side of the crates, out of sight of the path, there's a little boy sitting on the ground with his back to one of the wooden boxes.
Are you Tommy?
Startled. The kid jumps and totally surprised. Oops. He scrambles up and looks at me with wide eyes.
How'd you know?
Your mom's looking for you. She seemed pretty worried.
His expression goes from surprised to sullen real quick.
I don't care. I don't want to go with her.
Okay.
Why not? Why are you over here instead?
'Cause I'm hiding.
I'm hiding.
Oh. Okay.
It's a pretty crummy hiding spot. I mean, it's solely open to them. 3 sides. I don't see that though. Instead, I look at the fabled floating overhead. It seems almost as glum as Tommy.
Who's that?
That's Jerby! You mean you can see him?
It's Jerby? Hi, Jerby.
I can. Is that weird?
Mom and Dad can't see him. They think I'm just making him up. He doesn't talk, but he's real.
That's stars in his eyes. Jerby waves from up high. Aw.
He kinda gave away your hiding spot. I saw him from the road.
Mom can't see him, and that's all that matters.
Why are you hiding from her?
'Cause
Tommy sits back down and scratches at the dirt with a rock. Guess he doesn't want to talk about it. I'm always glad to end a conversation.
Well, good luck.
Good luck, child. I start to walk away. He doesn't seem like he's in any danger. I don't want to get blamed for him hiding in the first place.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I turn around. He's already standing up again.
Are you gonna go tell her where I am?
Before I can answer, his eyes get huge again.
Tommy, there you are.
I have to turn around again. This time, it's the woman from before. She's already flying past me over to Tommy.
Are you okay? What were you doing? Don't you ever run off like that again. Oh, I'm just glad you're safe, though.
Her voice goes up and down between relieved and angry. She has Tommy in a tight hug, but he's just staring forward grumpily. Jerby is flying in a distressed circles again. Finally, the lady turns to me.
You found him, right? Thank you so much. I was so worried.
No problem.
I don't really do anything. I did find him, but so did she. Guess she's not thinking about it much.
Come on, Tommy, let's go home. We'll talk about this there.
No, I'm not going. That's not home.
Oh. My ears flinch as he yells. He stamps his foot on the ground to make his point.
Tommy, sweetie.
Home is where it's you, me, and Dad. Not that apartment.
Oh no.
That's still your home, too. But this, it's like your second home now.
Oh, you guys are going through a divorce. Oh,
No, it isn't. Not without you, it's not.
oh.
Do you and Dad really have to get
Divorce. Tommy, who was already sniffling, can't keep from breaking down and crying as he throws his arms around his mom and hugs her back.
I don't want you to go.
Aww. There's so many rainbows in this game in the background there. It was so great. I love this. I get the impression that I should probably leave. Normally, I'm happy to be nosy and listen in on things, but right now seems kind of awkward. Neither of the humans notice me leave, but Gerby the Fabled sadly waves goodbye as I head off. Bye, Gerby. I wonder what makes him stick around. Never seen a Fabled like him before. Not being able to be seen by certain people sure sounds useful, though. Says the fox that doesn't get remembered. I don't have to go far before the sounds of Tommy and his mom talking are drowned out by the noise of the waterfront. I easily fit into the crowd of people mulling around. Being able to live a life that no one else notices is close enough to being invisible. I'm pretty lucky that I don't ever have to have those kinds of tearful conversations or panic about someone missing. Now being part of a crowd is just perfect for me. I stand at the concrete and admire the ocean until I have my fill. Then I start wandering again. Okay. Oh. Got it. So, evening. I am going to save it here. Save. Okay. With that, let me know your thoughts down below. I am pumped about this. I probably want to come back to Cuba Street, seeing as it literally is a rainbow road. So, might go there. And then, of course, we have Mount Victoria, which is going to progress the story. But with that, love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!